We're huge fans of the whole movement back in the late 80s and early 90s in Seattle with Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and Nirvana. We like the idea of a group of musicians coming together and really focusing on the movement to be niche-based.
A community of artists working together. We want to build a spirit of camaraderie opposed to competition, meaning that we'd really like artists working together. Like, I know that there's not many venues and sometimes shows are booked on the same day, but we'd really like artists going to one another's shows, encouraging fans to go to one another's shows, and just really having the sense of, yes, the music I make is something I believe in, but there's something bigger than just me and my message. And it's the music everyone has and how music touches everyone's lives.
Who are you?
I'm Zach Anderly from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm a musician at heart, and it's what I love to do.
I am Jeremy Robertson, and I am born and raised Smyrna, Tennessee. I'm from around here, known the Murfreesboro area my whole life. So yeah, I'm a native for sure.
Freshman year, me and Jeremy Robertson, a good friend of mine, we hung out a lot. We played a lot of music and did a lot of cool stuff. I remember it started over in JUB.
It was a late night. Me and Zach, that was the first guy that I met when I came to college. Like, we met the day of, just through some mutual friends that I knew in Chattanooga.
And we were eating the beginning of our second semester in college, and we were just kind of like, why aren't we playing as many shows as we'd like to? We kind of just assumed that maybe people would just be like, oh my gosh, they're rock stars, and start booking us shows.
And we were just talking that night, and he was just like, we need to play more shows. Why don't we start a promotions company?
So we sat down and we booked 4 shows for that whole semester that we were like, all right, we're going to do it really big. The more we started doing it, especially me, I was thinking, well, it would look more legit what happens if we had a name, you know, so it wasn't just our name behind it, but something bigger than ourselves behind it that could be a symbol to artists and music fans alike.
And we were talking more, and we had some names going around, but I was like, what if we named it the White Jay-Z? Jeremy and Zach, the White Jay-Z. Yeah, did not fly at all.
So we came up with the name Just Jam.
I love the idea of just sitting in with musicians and just jamming, hanging out with your friends and playing until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So when he came to me, I just had this feeling. I was like, Just Jam. I like that.
The early days of Just Jam, pretty different, because we weren't really expecting like what we were doing. We were just booking shows for fun. So we did these shows, and it was really a fun experience and really cool stuff. But we had no idea of the potential that Just Jam, which didn't even have the name back then, was. It was just Jeremy and Zach booking some shows. After Just Love, where we played with a bunch of friends and had fun, we had the Walnut House Jam is what we called it, and we wanted to look really legit, so why not give it a name, so it wasn't just our name behind it. And that's when stuff really started taking off.
I'm trying to think of the first show that had the Just Jam logo on it. It was a songwriting night at Three Brothers. I think we had just gotten back from spring break, and we pushed it, man, we pushed it super hard. You don't know how many hours we spent putting up flyers that week on campus and getting all the songwriters together. I think we had four rounds of 3, so we had a total of 12 songwriters there that night.
We were playing with some of our good friends, Sarah Turner, Stevie Woodward, Parker Deal, East Main. My band at the time was The Rising, and then Jeremy Robertson.
Man, it was a good turnout. It was, for the most part, the previous semester, we would play to like a crowd of like maybe 40 people, 50 people. And for that, you know, like starting an event on Facebook and putting up flyers and stuff, I think we had probably, you know, hope before the night was said and done, I think at least 100 came in and out.
Really promoted that event, and we had about 200 people there, and it was a really cool thing. I remember there was a video of me playing, and I walked out from behind the curtain. It was like, whoa.
So that was our first night, and we got the paycheck, and we were like, okay, you know, like this could end up being really cool if we wanted it to be. It first started with us, and then he slowly looked around and started finding people that he thought could have played a key role in Just Jam.
It was really cool because people were really getting excited about the idea, and even though we didn't really publicly announce what it was, and people started like saying, hey, I want to help with shows. We had Matthew Pinfound come with us before the Walnut House Jam and start saying, hey, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of. And it was really cool because he started off just, you know, going and grabbing power cables or, you know, something really small, grabbing water for a band or something. And, you know, doing that more and more, we had him kind of totally head up the promotion, be the promoter aspect of the Bonhoeffer's Night of Awesomeness show. And he kind of made sure that all ran smoothly so like I could worry about my band and my stuff.
And we got to the point where we started having, at the beginning of each semester, we would have a small meeting with this conglomerate of people where we would talk about, okay, what was our successes, what was our failures from last semester, and how do we work towards this semester to improve. And we would have an evening, we would talk about the shows that we've played and then show ideas for that semester. And it's just really cool because it starts the semester off with a bang and everyone's really involved.
The big show that we had that fall after the songwriters round was we did a thing called An Evening with Jeremy Robertson, which I think right now is a very big cornerstone for Just Jam. And I think that moment when we did the Evening with Jeremy Robertson show and showed some class and stuff, people knew that Just Jam was a force to be reckoned with, that we were here and we were making an impression and we were planning on being here to stay and do something big, and that the people in Murfreesboro could be involved. It's not just something for the artist. We really started working with Mowgli, a guy who was doing video and promotion for us back in fall. We now started doing shows with him and did the Space Inside Experience show, which was something kind of like An Evening with Jeremy Robertson, stretched us. We were really worried about, not worried, but focused on selling a hedonic experience. We wanted people to feel like they were living the album. And we decorated the whole place. We had this veil that showed space with a fog machine to make it really airy. We had black lights. So you felt like when you were there that you were in the space inside of Mowgli the Iceberg. And it was cool because we started working with more artists than just this limited group of artists that we were working with one time. And we really started building the idea of a community, helping one another out with artists. Yeah, right here.
What I would like to see Just Jam to be in 5 years is still a promotions company, this idea of a niche-based group of musicians that are friends first, musicians second, and something to look back on that we were so thankful that we came up with the idea our freshman year of college, because if we hadn't come up with that idea, we wouldn't be where we were, or yeah, we wouldn't be where we were at the time. So again, I want to see Just Jam in 5-10 years to continue to grow, to continue to expand and take in new family members, and really demonstrate how having the mindset of camaraderie within the promotions company, how that can be such a benefit, because it's real, you know, it's real. It's not smoke and mirrors. These are real dudes trying to do what they know best. What we know is the only thing that we can do for the rest of our lives, because that's our passion. We can't imagine doing anything else.
There are multiple paths it could take, and I've played them all through my head. And every story is a beautiful story. where it impacts the artist and the fans of Murfreesboro. The story I would like to see play out is that 5 or 7 years from now, that one of the artists that was a part of this body, this church of musicians, Just Jam, this idea, becomes huge, becomes like the next Pearl Jam or the next, Coldplay, next big thing to take the earth by storm. And when they have their documentary made on them, that they'd be like, it all started with an idea in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, called Just Jam. And Just Jam doesn't have to be anything still going on or existing, just the fact that Just Jam was there and helped get that artist or band really big. And when they get big, that artist or band's friends, that have been working together this whole time, these past 5 or 7 years, also start, climbing the ladders of success as a musician and start getting to play the music they love with the message they believe in and impacting other people's lives with it. And I think that would be a really beautiful, cool story.
Bartender closes down, we flee. Oh, play the song. The song. 'Cause I'm not church.